Hi, I'm Dr. Matthew Anderson, and the lesson today is entitled The Hammer. The Hammer. So, a man goes to the doctor, and he goes with this little backpack around his shoulders, and he walks into the doctor's office and he sits up on the examination table, and the doctor says, "Well, sir, what's wrong with you? What's your problem?" He says, "Doc, I have this terrible pain in my head. It's like splitting headaches on a regular basis. I don't know what to do about it." And the doctor says, "Well, let me examine you." And he starts to look at him, and while he's talking to the guy reaches into his little bag and he pulls out a hammer. And he goes, whack, whack. And the doctor says, "Sir, what are you doing?" He said, "Whack." "Well, nothing. I'm just using my hammer." And the doctor said, "Well, that's why your head hurts. You're hitting yourself with the hammer." The guy said, "Doc, this hammer was given to me by my father. He loved me. He gave me his favorite hammer. He used to hit himself in the head with it. It couldn't possibly be the source of my pain. I respect my father. He was a good guy." Whack! He used to hit himself too. The doctor said, "Well, what's wrong with you? If you whack yourself in the head with a hammer, you're going to have a splitting headache. I can't believe that you're doing this. If you stop hitting yourself, you'd feel a lot better." The guy said, "Well, Doc, whack. What if I changed the color of the handle on the hammer? Whack. I could go to red instead of yellow or green. I've tried a lot of colors. Nothing works yet, but I haven't tried red yet. What about that?" Whack. The doctor says, "You're a freaking nut. You're hitting yourself in the head with a hammer, and you're telling me that you want to keep hitting yourself in the head with a hammer, and you want to feel better. I can't help you until you put down the hammer." And so the man looks very sadly at the doctor, and he looks at the hammer, and he looks at the doctor, and looks back at the hammer, and he looks at the doctor, and he puts it back in his pocket, and he said, "Sorry, Doc. See you later." And he goes his way. Whack! With a splitting headache. Now, what's the point of the story? How could this story about the hammer have anything to do with you or me? Well, the truth of the matter is, I have almost never ever met a person who did not have a hammer. Almost never. In fact, maybe never, because I can't remember the one who didn't show up with a hammer. I've had my hammers. I bet you have. I bet you have one right now. What's a hammer? It is some kind of behavior, either a way of thinking or a way of acting and behaving that is really painful to you, causes you trouble in your life on a regular basis, but you're attached to it. It's like you're a workaholic, and it's destroying your relationship with your family, but you just keep going to work. You keep going to work, and you want the family to love you and be happy with you while you whack yourself with your job. That's crazy. Whack! That's where the pain comes from. Whack! But you hold on to that hammer. Or it's a drug addiction, or it's an attitude about being a perfectionist, or it's some other kind of behavior that you're very, very, very attached to. Maybe it was passed down to you in your life by your family, but it is destructive to you, just as destructive to you as the guy's hammer was, and you keep trying to find a way to live in life with your hammer constantly hitting yourself on the head. Well, I'm here today to invite you, my friend, invite you strongly to put your hammer down and see what life becomes without the hammer. Put it down and give yourself a chance to come to peacefulness, to come to happiness, to come to joy, to come to some kind of healing when you put down your hammer. God bless you.